Welcome to LatiNation, celebrating your generation from coast to coast. I'm your host, Humberto Guida. And I love it when Hollywood allows room for films that are first and foremost about a good story and captivating characters, but also happen to showcase our Latino talent. So Jonas Cuaron, writer of Gravity, son of Alfonso Cuaron, made his directorial debut with a thriller set on the border, starring Gael Garcia Bernal, who also produced this film, and co-starring Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who plays the villain to Oscar-winning potential. The film is called Desierto, and it follows a group of migrants stranded in the desert while crossing the border, and then add to that, they're trying to escape a maniac who is hunting them with a sniper rifle. It's a jarring look at the border war, and it kicks off today's episode of LatiNation.
What are you doing out here, sir? You lost?
Just doing a little hunting.
To me, Desierto arose from this desire to talk about a subject matter that I believe is very important, which is this idea of both migration, but also the rhetoric of hatred there is towards migrants, you know? But it wasn't until a couple years later that I thought it'd be really interesting to approach this story through genre, because that way it wouldn't be through rhetoric and discourses that you would talk about the subject matters, but through the pure experience that you would bring the audience into.
I have a son in the United States.
The point of departure is a very, elemental thing. I mean, the journey, He's going back to his home, to visit his son, to be with his son, to give back this little teddy bear to his son.
Oh, now you're catching on.
By telling this story through the elements of action, well, you get to apply all that angst in a physical way. And therefore, the physicality helps you, brings the emotion naturally. So it is wonderful to have, to go up a hill, and to act in this film, because that gave me the physicality for the character.
We filmed the movie chronologically, and since they're very far away for most of the movie, I would work with him one day and with Jeffrey the other day. But I do think that separation ended up working on the long run, because by the time they end up having that confrontation, it was one of the first times they really weren't set together.
Jeffrey's a wonderful guy, and we, trust each other and kind of, okay, let's just go for it, and we went for it in a very, it is a very dramatic thing what happens there in that little, in that little place in that hill, and it is quite memorable. I remember we shot it so many times as well, where our voices were completely gone. And but at the end, the result is really it's an interesting moment of almost a stellar moment of humanity, these two people meeting up in the mountain.